Hi students, how are you? I hope you are ready to do some more work with conjunctions. Did you finish the homework? If you did not finish the homework, do your homework first. Practice in your workbook and then start the video. We are going to go over the homework together and then we will practice using conjunctions, okay? So I want you to do the homework first. We will go over the homework and then we will practice using conjunctions. So if you are done with the homework, let's start. Okay, so for your homework, you had to complete the sentences and use and, or but, okay? Use and, or but. So let's look at these examples and fill in the correct word. Let's look at the example. Number 1. Mateo has 2 jobs. He works in a restaurant and in an office. So Mateo has 2 jobs and he has both of them right now, okay? He works in a restaurant and in an office. So that's and, because it's both. Let's look at the next one. Number 2. We can have lunch at Subs, blank, at Carl's. So, they're going to have lunch, and they need to make a choice. Do they have lunch at Subs or at Carl's? Okay, when you have a choice, or, okay? They are not going to eat at Subs and eat at Carl's. That would be too much food, okay? So they are going to eat at Subs or at Carl's. They need to make a choice. They need to decide, okay? Gujan talked to his mother about his job plans. Blank. He didn't talk to his father. So we have a yes, he did talk to his mother, and a no, he didn't talk to his father. So when we have 2 that do not go together, but, okay, he didn't talk to his father. Number 4. After work, Lourdes had cake, blank, ice cream. Well, after work, Lourdes had cake, and a lot of times with cake, we like to eat ice cream. She had both. So, after work, Lourdes had cake and ice cream. Number 5. Mandy and Paco went to New York. They didn't see the Statue of Liberty. So yes, they went to New York. No, they didn't see the Statue of Liberty. 1 yes sentence and 1 no sentence. When we have a yes and a no, it's always going to be but. Okay? They went to New York, but they didn't see the Statue of Liberty. That's kind of sad. If you go to New York, you should visit the Statue of Liberty. Number 6. Ivan works the day shift, blank, the night shift. He never works both shifts. So this one is a little tricky. It's telling me he works the day shift, then I have a blank, he works the night shift. But then it says he never works both shifts. So because it says he never works both, remember both means and, doing them together, okay? Because he never works both, this is going to be an or sentence. Ivan works the day shift or he works the night shift. He never works both. So it's one or the other, a choice. Sally works at the hospital during the week. Number 7. Sally works at the hospital during the week, blank, at Pizza Town on the weekend. So now it's telling me Sally has 2 jobs. She is working both those jobs right now. Okay, she has 2 jobs that she in the present is working both jobs. Maybe not at the moment, but she does have 2 jobs right now. So Sally works at the hospital during the week and at Pizza Town on the weekend. That's an and, okay, because she works both jobs. The last one, number 8. At work, Eng answers the phones. Blank takes messages. Do you think he chooses to answer the phones or take messages? No, that doesn't really make sense. If you answer the phone, you're going to take a message, okay? So he answers the phone and takes messages. Remember, when you have 2 yes sentences, 2 yes things, it's going to either be and or. That can be hard. So you have to figure out, well, what do they mean? Is it both at the same time, or is it a choice? If you have 1 yes sentence and 1 no sentence, it's going to be but. Okay? Let's look at the next part of the homework. Okay, so in this part of the homework, we had 2 sentences, and we need to put them together to make 1 sentence. That's what combine means. I have 2 sentences, and I need to put them together to make 1 sentence. And I'm going to have to choose, do I use and, or but? Okay, and, or but. So let's look at the example that they give us. This is just like the activity, the exercise that we did in the last video. Let's look at the example. Sometimes June eats lunch at noon. Sometimes June eats lunch at 1. He cannot eat at noon and at 1. That would be a lot of lunch. So here, June eats lunch at noon or at 1. Okay? Remember, when you see sometimes, that usually means there is a choice. You do one or you do the other, not both at the same time. So sometimes this happens or sometimes this happens. When you see sometimes, you know it's going to be an or sentence because or is a choice. Number 2, Javier helps the nurses. He also helps the doctors. So now I have that word also. When I see also, is that an and, but, or sentence? Right. Also means it's an and sentence because 2 things, both things are true. Both things are happening. So here, Javier helps the nurses and the doctors. Let's look at number 3. Tian picks up the supplies at the warehouse. She does not deliver the supplies. So here I have a yes sentence. She picks up the supplies at the warehouse. I also have a no sentence, something negative. She doesn't deliver the supplies. So when I have a yes and a no, it's going to be a but sentence. Tian picks up the supplies at the warehouse, but she doesn't deliver them. So she picks them up, but she doesn't deliver them. Remember, to deliver something means to bring it to a person, okay? The mail carrier delivers the mail to your house. The pizza man delivers the pizza to your house. So to deliver means to bring something to another person. Okay, let's look at the next examples. Number 4, Rico, or Raiko, I'm not quite sure how you say that name. We'll try Raiko. Raiko met her new co-workers this morning. She didn't meet any patients. Okay, So she met her new coworkers this morning. She didn't meet any patients. I have a yes, she met her new coworkers, with a didn't, a no. She didn't meet any patients. So this is going to be Raiko met her new coworkers this morning. She didn't meet any patients. Okay? Number 5. At the restaurant, Mustafa made the soup. He also made the salad. So Mustafa did 2 things at the restaurant. Mustafa must be a cook or a chef, right? Because he made the soup, he also made the salad. He did 2 things, both. So here we have also at the restaurant, Mustafa made the soup and the salad. He made the soup and the salad. And the last one, sometimes Anatoly drinks coffee. Sometimes he drinks tea. So here it's a sometimes. You are probably not drinking coffee and tea at the same time, right? You are drinking coffee or you are drinking tea. You have to choose, do I want coffee or do I want tea? Again, we have this word sometimes, and when we see sometimes, that's going to be a clue that this is an or sentence because it is one or it is the other. Sometimes it is coffee, sometimes it is tea. It is not both at the same time, so this is or. He drinks coffee or tea, okay? Anatoly drinks coffee or tea. Okay, so now we are going to practice saying, okay, conjunctions. We are not in the classroom, so it is so hard because it is important to practice speaking, right? You want to learn how to not just read English. You do not just want to learn how to write English. You want to learn how to hear and how to speak English. So it is important that even when you are at home, you are practicing speaking. So for this activity, even though I cannot hear you, I want you to practice speaking, okay? You are going to listen to the question. I will ask you the question. Then I want you to repeat the question. So repeat after me. Then you will answer the question. For the first part, we are going to use and we are going to use past tense verbs. So all of these will be and past tense verbs. So let's look at this example. Person A, that will be me. What did Ahmed do this morning? What did Ahmed do this morning? Now you say it. What did Ahmed do this morning? Look at my question. I have a what question, so this is an activity. I have did, so that tells me past tense. And notice the rest of my sentence, do this morning, my do is in base verb, a base verb. So what did Ahmed do this morning? The answer, he wrote reports and checked email. When I look at the first picture there, it's showing me write reports, check email. Those are 2 things that Ahmed did. Now I need to switch it to past tense. Why? Because my question is what did Ahmed do this morning? Okay, I have did, past tense. So here's my answer. He wrote reports and checked email. Let me hear you say that. He wrote reports and checked email. Can you say it? He wrote reports and checked email. Let's look at number 2. What did Ahmed do this morning? Repeat the question. What did Ahmed do this morning? Number 2. We have make copies, deliver mail. So he did two things. How are we going to put those in the past tense? Well, make is an irregular past tense verb. Okay, so he made copies and delivered mail. So what did Ahmed do this morning? He made copies and delivered mail. You say it. Ask the question, what did Ahmed do this morning? And now the answer. He made copies and delivered mail. Okay? And let's do the final one. What did Ahmed do this morning? What did Ahmed do this morning? Okay, so we have answers, calls, and take messages. So, what did Ahmed do this morning? We need to put those in past tense. Don't forget that take is an irregular past tense verb. What did Ahmed do this morning? He answered calls and took messages. He did both things. He answered calls and took messages. Two things. Okay? So that was practicing asking questions in the past tense about activities and then using conjunction and to put them together. Remember, and means you did both things. Okay. Let's go on to another example. So now we're going to listen to the questions, okay? I want you to repeat the question again and then answer. But this time, we are going to use or, and we are going to use present tense verbs. So in our last example, we were in past tense. Remember I told you when we did that review, we were going to be doing both present and past tense. Now we're doing present tense. So let's look at the example. Where do you eat lunch? I have a where question. So this is going to be a place. Okay, it's a where question. It's going to be a place. Where do you eat lunch? And now I have do, because it's present tense, and then my base verb there, eat. My answer is going to still be in present tense. I eat lunch, and then here the example in a restaurant or at my desk. It is one or the other. These are all going to have or. Okay, you can't eat lunch at two places at the same time. So this is an or. So repeat after me. Where do you eat lunch? Where do you eat lunch? I eat lunch in a restaurant or at my desk. I eat lunch in a restaurant or at my desk. Make sure you are saying it. The next one, number 8. Where do you eat lunch? I eat lunch in the cafeteria or outside. Again, where do you eat lunch? I eat lunch in the cafeteria or outside. And the last one, number 9. Where do you eat lunch? Where do you eat lunch? I eat lunch at home or in my car. Okay, so I will ask you, where do you eat lunch? And answer. Did you say, I eat lunch at home or in my car? I eat lunch at home or in my car. Great. Okay. Last, we're going to look at but sentences. Again, listen to the question, repeat the question, and then answer the question with me. Because these are but sentences, you're going to have two sentences that we put together, okay? You're going to have a yes sentence and a no sentence, okay? Also, we are still using past tense verbs here. So, look carefully and make sure your answer is in the past tense. Let's look at the first example. What did Jill do yesterday? What did Jill do yesterday? She went to work, but she didn't feel well. So you say it. What did Jill do yesterday? And the answer, she went to work, but she didn't feel well. Okay? Let's look at number 5. What did Jill do yesterday? What did Jill do yesterday? And what is the answer? We have go to a meeting. We also have take notes. So she does the first thing, not the second thing. So in the past tense, she went to a meeting, but she didn't take notes. Let me hear you say it. She went to a meeting, but she didn't take notes. And the last one, what did Jill do yesterday? What did Jill do yesterday? And here we have write a letter and finish it. So we need to put those in the past tense. What did Jill do yesterday? She wrote a letter. She wrote, the past tense of write is wrote. She wrote a letter, but she didn't finish it. Okay? So that was some practice listening and speaking using conjunctions. That is the end of this lesson. Next, you can go to Video 14. That will be in our next set of lessons next week. Before you watch Video 14, please go ahead and do page 95 in the workbook. Okay, this is more work with conjunctions. We are going to be doing page 95 in the workbook. So I will see you next time. Bye.